What's up, guys? Welcome back to Crypto Weekly Review. In this episode, we're going to take a look at some charts. It looks like the new strain of COVID is dumping all markets. It looks like Bitcoin did reject the 21 exponential moving average, confirming a daily downtrend. In this episode is going to be a special. We're going to look at the ugly truth in Hex's history. Let's not waste any more time. Let's jump straight into it.
You big old sus, yeah. I just doubled up on crypto. I just doubled down on the new vest. Now my check looking like 2 checks. Type of money made me want a 2-step. Who next? This week I be on the moon next. Stock going up like 2x. That's a fast flip like suplex. Two really stepping like a duplex. You bet never lose change, but I do flex.
Let's jump straight into the Bitcoin chart. As you know, yesterday on Thanksgiving, we had a beautiful bounce right here off the 89 exponential moving average. We did reject the 21 exponential moving average, confirming the daily downtrend, then breaking below. Unfortunately, we did not get above the 21 like I was hoping. So now the next stop is about $50,000. Hex also had a nice little pump yesterday. It looked like it was trying to get above the 21 exponential moving average, had a huge rejection. Now we have the little baby death cross over here. The 21 is crossing the 200 and dipping below. I think we are going lower. I thought maybe that they were just going to pump the price right before the big meetup on December 2nd, but it just didn't turn out. Maybe it still can. Maybe it still can pump for that Hex convention in London, but I don't know. Ethereum, wow, Ethereum popped over the 21, and this is why we wait for confirmation. We need a couple candle body closes above the 21 to confirm the daily uptrend, and this is why, because bam, it is down, and I know it is down on some bad news about a new COVID strain, so that is unfortunate. Sand, man, it's a beast. There's no TA to do here. Let's go back here. If you're really bullish, $4.30 is an entry. Mana, if you're really bullish, $3.67 is an entry. ADA, look at ADA. Remember, we totally called this bounce as a good trade setup. I told you to sell right about here, and look at that dump. ADA is, everyone really thinks that ADA is next on the SEC's chopping block. Avalanche is looking like a buy right here. It would have been a nice buy at 104. It did dump down. I think it's still going to be bullish if the bull cycle is not over. Maybe 85 cents at this pivot right here. That would be a nice risk reward ratio for an entry right here at $85. In fact, I might be taking that myself. All right, so we're going to skip the news today, and I want to give you a brief history about Hex, and this is going to make me very unpopular, but there is a forgotten truth in Hex, and I want to talk about that today. I've been around since before Hex. I actually wanted to be part of Richard's other project. It was called CFD, and we'll get into that a little bit later. To understand Hex, you have to understand Richard Hart. His real name is Richard Schuler, and he uses a pen name because he has some skeletons in his closet. He has a long history of shady businesses that involve spamming Viagra and anti-aging pills, which he was successfully sued for in the early 2000s, and legal problems in Panama. This article doesn't get into that, but he allegedly had a criminal network operating in Panama from 2005 to 2007, a list of laundry crimes, including theft, extortion, and blackmail that are linked to the Hart's various aliases in Panama at the time. Basically, they were extorting business owners through the legal system in Panama. But he did make it big through his spamming courses that he used to teach in 2003 at the age of 23. Here's an example. We kick your ass with hacker-proof and anti-spammer-proof Chinese-based sales websites. Better avoid ridiculous and unnecessary IRS limitations. Richard Schuler, I'm a 23-year-old millionaire. Learn how to spam millions of people per day. Over 600 million spam emails per day. Richard came from the dark hat internet world with multi-level marketing background. Of course, he would gravitate towards crypto, and he built himself a shill army. I've been following Richard Hart since before Hex. He used to have another project he was trying to pump. It was called CFD. Basically, the idea was Richard did not like that the SHA-256 algorithm in Bitcoin just spun aimlessly and did nothing except secure the network. So he wanted to be able to rent out hash rate for universities for medical research. That didn't work out, and he got involved with the project. I believe he named Hex, and he did the multi-level marketing for, but he is not the developer. It was not his idea, and he is not the OA. There is another entity behind Hex who controls 90% of the coins. We have no idea who they are. Hex is 100% an anonymous project. Richard Hart will have you believe that Hex is some sort of panacea. It's not. It's just a staking platform. It has 40% yield, and because it has interest, it is a security no matter how you word it. And Hex is most definitely also a Ponzi scheme because it pays so much interest. It suffers what all farming and other high interest staking platforms suffer with, and that is being crippled by its own mass. As you can see, there's about $11 billion in Hex staked right now. So at 37.47%, that's like $4.85 billion. If you divide that by 12, you're talking about $345 million a month. Most of that people don't have access to because they are locked in stakes. So if you actually do some math, it's about $30 million a month. If Hex does not onboard about $30 million of users every single month, the price has no choice but to go down. That makes it a Ponzi scheme because the new stakers are paying the old ones. So I was in Hex right from the beginning, and there's a lot of shady stuff about the rollout that nobody talks about anymore. It's effectively buried in time. The origin address got a copy of the adoption bonus and the referral bonuses. The origin address also gets 50% of the end stake penalties, and if you forget to end stake penalties. It's all right here in the code. The origin address coins were never dormant. Richard staked all of the OA's coins right before Big Payday to dilute everybody's gains because he thought that people were going to dump the price. But that's nothing compared to the ETH washing that they did when this platform first came out. The distribution of Hex in wallets is so screwed up. One single address sent Hex to 173,000 addresses in large batches, mostly like 100 to 200 Hex, and now the gas fees are not worth them ever getting out. They did this to manipulate people into thinking that there was a lot more activity on Hex going on than there actually was. Etherscan provides a tool to look at the top 500 holders. Almost all of them were created in blocks on the same day within the same hour. Try to find a single account in the top 150 that wasn't funded by the original account. This just proves what we already know. Richard Hart and the origin address controlled 90% of all the liquid Hex, and they do this so they can set the interest rate. Hex always talks about how it's a finished product and there's no admin keys. Well, you don't need them. If you control all of the supply, you can still set the interest rates. And that's not nearly as bad as what they did during the rollout of the AA lobby. Full disclosure, I participated in the AA lobby, and at the end of every day, a whale bought the perfect amount to match the AA lobby price to the spot price, so there was no arbitrage. Completely manipulated by Richard. And where did those ETHs go? The ETH that Hex raised is first spread through 36 accounts, all 1337 ETH to each. That means elite in old hacker talk. This graph right here follows on where that ETH goes. It basically goes to 5 or 10 addresses that come back and match the AA price to the spot price, effectively recycling the ETH and pumping the token price. That's why Hex is not on CoinMarketCap, because it has an artificial market cap, and market cap is important. Richard Hart says it doesn't, and I would say the same thing if I completely wash traded mine up. In fact, I would argue that this is why market cap is important to look at when you're thinking about investing in a project, because you want to see how bad it was manipulated. Hex might have actually been a cool staking project if it wasn't for Richard Hart. He is a scammer and a Ponzi schemer, and he says that he's doing this for the glory, that he's rich and he doesn't need money, and that he just wants to be right. He's a megalomaniac that committed fraud to boost his own delusions of grandeur. And he has built a nasty, toxic community that will attack you, ban you, anything you can if you have any sort of dissent against it at all. And all of their marketing is targeted towards new crypto users that have no idea that all of this wash trading and manipulation has been done. I really blame all this on Richard Hart. I think he's a bad person. I'm not buying this I raised $27 million for charity thing. You know what the best thing for longevity, you know what the best thing is for anti-aging? It's exercise. You're going to take medical advice from this guy who's 300 pounds. I mean, I think it's all BS. I think it all portrays the picture of Hex being this panacea when it really is not. It's actually quite toxic, and I blame it on him because he has nasty streams where he berates people and he tells them to suck his nuts and things like that. I think it's a bad look. I think Richard Hart to Hex is what Justin Sun is to Tron. I know that's a little bit hard to hear, but all of the links will be in the description box below, and you can do your own research and you can make your own decisions. I'm not trying to fudge you out of Hex. I'm still trading Hex actively myself. I'm just saying, watch out. Like 99% of all crypto projects are scams like this. So just be careful, watch your back, don't buy into the ideology, and if you made it this far, please give me a like and a subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.